All right, so today we are going to be starting our poetry unit. Now, I've rearranged it a little bit to start with something very simple that you can do with a videoed lesson and then group work. So, today we're going to be learning about a type of poem. It is called a ballad. Now, here's the deal. You all are going to be doing a poem recitation with me next week. You're going to be remembering and reciting a poem called Harlem. And you're doing it out in the hallway, just presenting it to me. You get points for every word. Now, you also have to have, you're going to get graded on the way that you speak, how you deliver it. This could include things like hand gestures, like volume, the way that you say things. So, what we're going to start doing is looking at poetry slams. We're going to watch a poetry slam a day. To sort of get ideas on this is what they did well, this is what they did not do well. Now, you are not critiquing the poem itself, you're critiquing the performance. So I'm going to press play on this, and on your paper on the front, you are going to grade the person, and down below it says pros and cons. You're going to write good things and bad things about the presentation.
As a boy, I shared a game with my father. Played it every morning till I was 3. He would knock on my door and I'd pretend to be asleep till he got right next to the bed. Then I would get up and jump into his arms. Good morning, Papa. And my papa, he would tell me that he loved me. We shared a game. Knock, knock. Until that day when the knock never came. And my mama takes me on a ride past cornfields on this never-ending highway till we reach a place of high, rusty gates. A confused little boy, I enter the building carried in my mama's arms. Knock, knock. We reach a room of windows and brown faces. Behind one of the windows sits my father. I jump out of my mama's arms and run joyously towards my papa's, only to be confronted by this window. I knock, knock, trying to break through the glass, trying to get to my father. I knock, knock as my mama pulls me away before my papa even says a word. And for years he has never said a word. And so 25 years later I'll write these words for the little boy in me who still awaits his papa's knock. Papa, come home because I miss you. Miss you waking me up in the morning and telling me you love me. Papa, come home because there's things I don't know and I thought maybe you could teach me. How to shave, how to dribble a ball, how to talk to a lady, how to walk like a man. Papa, come home because I decided a while back I want to be just like you. But I'm forgetting who you are. And 25 years later, a little boy cries, and so I write these words and try to heal and try to father myself, and I dream up a father who says the words my father did not. Dear son, I'm sorry I never came home. For every lesson I failed to teach, hear these words. Shave in one direction with strong, deliberate strokes to avoid irritation. Dribble the page with the brilliance of your ballpoint pen. Walk like a god, and your goddess will come to you. No longer will I be there to knock on your door, so you must learn to knock for yourself. Knock, knock down doors of racism and poverty that I could not. Knock, knock on doors of opportunity for the lost brilliance of the black men who crowd these cells. Knock, knock with diligence for the sake of your children. Knock, knock for me, for as long as you are free, these prison gates cannot contain my spirit. The best of me still lives in you. Knock, knock with the knowledge that you are my son, but you are not my choices. Yes, we are our father's sons and daughters, but we are not their choices. But despite their absences, we are still here, still alive, still breathing, with the power to change this world, one little boy and girl at a time. Knock, knock, who's there? We are.
All right, so obviously that is an example of a very good poetry slam. Notice some pros and cons. Take a second, write down some pros and some cons. What did he do well? And you can always probably find something that he could improve upon. Notice he seems very well prepared, right? He never stumbles. His voice is very good. He's loud when he needs to be. He changes his voice up at one point to act like it's his father talking. He enunciates everything. His volume is very good. He spoke clearly. He uses hand gestures, right? Knock, knock. Now, something he could possibly improve upon, there were times where he went a little fast, maybe, and he could work on that. But overall, like this would get probably 100%. So we're, like I said, we're going to start off class each day with Poetry Slam, just thinking about how are they presenting it, what are they using. Now today we're going to be learning about ballad, and a ballad is a story that is told in song. So it's like it's a it's a poem, but it tells a complete story. It has like a beginning, a middle, and end. It usually has a strong meter, and it has a refrain. Um, the poem that we're going to be reading today has a meter, and a refrain is just where whole lines or stanzas are repeated at regular intervals. So here's an example of a ballad. This is a famous country song called Old Red. Notice the story that is told.
Well, I caught my wife with another man, and it cost me 99. On a prison farm in Georgia, close to the Florida line. Well, I've been here for 2 long years. I finally made the warden my friend. And so he sentenced me to a life of ease, taking care of old Red. Now, old Red, he's the damnedest dog that I've ever seen. Got a nose that can smell a 2-day trail. He's a 4-legged tracking machine. You can consider yourself mighty lucky to get past the gators and the quicksand beds. But all these years that I've been here, ain't nobody got past Red. And the warden sang, come on somebody, why don't you run? Old Red's itching to have a little fun. Get my lantern, get my gun. Red'll have you treat for the morning come. Well, I paid off the guard and I slipped out a letter to my cousin up in Tennessee. On he brought down a blue tick hound. She was pretty as she could be. Well, they pinned her up in the swampland about a mile just south of the gate. And I'd take old Red for his evening run. I'd just drop him off and wait. And the warden sang, come on somebody, why don't you run? Old Red's itching to have a little fun. Get my lantern, get my gun. Red'll have you treat for the morning come. Now old Red got real used to seeing his lady every night. And so I kept him away for 3 or 4 days and waited till the time got right. Well, I made my run with the evening sun, and I smiled when I heard him turn Red out. 'Cause I was headed north to Tennessee, and old Red was headed south. And the warden sang, come on somebody, why don't you run? Old Red's itching to have a little fun. Get my lantern, get my gun. Red'll have you treat for the morning come. Now there's red-haired blue ticks all in the south. Love got me in here and love got me out.
So notice, guys, that obviously tells a story about a guy in jail who uses a dog to fall in love with another dog to get him out of prison. So a ballad tells a story, has a refrain. Notice there were repeated parts. Songs obviously have meters. And remember, the poem that we're reading today, we haven't learned what meter is yet, but it does have a meter. Now, a folk ballad. Today we're going to be reading an example of a folk ballad. A folk ballad is just passed down orally, so it wasn't written down. It was spoken aloud from generation to generation. Often told stories of love or violence, just like Old Red, right? A story about love with the dog, violence got him into jail, etc. So usually it contained a meter to make it easier to remember, contained a refrain, easier to remember, and also formulaic phrases to make them easy to remember, like true, true love, white as milk, red, red lips. Like it was just phrases that you would hear over and over again, and it made them easy to remember. So what you are going to be doing is reading the poem Bonnie Barbara Allen. Now, you have to read it, and then you are going to, with the people at your desk area, so no more than 3, you guys are going to be working on answering questions over the poem. There are short answer questions and multiple choice questions. You can do these as a group, all right, but you are submitting them by the end of class. So you need to work the entire time. I've done this lesson every single year, and every year there's enough time for students to complete it by the end of class. So there's no reason why anybody in here should not complete it. All right, and I will be back tomorrow, so I look forward to seeing you all then. And you guys are very lucky that Miss Manning is your substitute today, because she is actually the mother of a famous Kentucky poet. So it's appropriate that she is here with you all today. So again, good luck on this. I have my phone with me, so you can send me a Google Hangout if you have any questions. Thank you, and have a great day.